Now that I got your attention, today's lesson is going to be on ladders and ladder safety, step ladders to be specific. I handed out a little flyer here. It's an OSHA fact sheet. There's a picture of a ladder there. Some of the stuff we're going to cover today is going to be all the parts of the ladder, major points, parts of the ladder. We're going to cover what ladder to pick for the job, proper ladder for the job. We're going to cover duty rating. And after we're all done, hopefully you will not be one of these next guys on this video. You'll be able to pick the right ladder for the right job. You'll know what the duty rating is. You'll know how to inspect it. With that being said, let's go over some of the parts. Okay, feel free to follow along. First of all, we got the top step, other steps. We got a front rail, 2 of them. Back rail, 2 of them. Spreader bar, opens and closes. Hold your feet apart from each other. You got, on this ladder, you got a little storage spot here for whatever ladder or for paint or whatever. You got your feet, front and back feet. Most of them are going to have a non-slip rubber on the bottom. Those are all your major points of a ladder. Step, not a step. This is not a step. This is just your back spacer between your 2 back rails, okay? Only used to hold that at the right distance, not for strength to step on. Now that we got all the parts covered, let's go over the inspection of a ladder. Things to inspect. You want to inspect the top. Make sure it's not cracked, broke down the middle, any extra holes drilled in there. You know, put a screwdriver or whatever it may be in there. You want to make sure it's as is from the factory. You're going to want to look at your steps. Make sure there's no cracks. Nothing wrong with the steps. You're going to want to look at your braces. Little cross braces down here. Same thing. Sturdy, attached, no gouges in them, no nothing like that. Front and back. Looks good. You're going to want to inspect the feet. Make sure the feet, if they have the little slip guard on it, make sure all 4 of them have the slip guard on it. Make sure it sits level. Okay? Next, you're going to check, make sure the rivets are all in. Okay? Even though this looks like the rivet's in, take the time, feel behind there, look behind there, make sure that rivet is actually in there and there's something behind that and it's doing its job. Any of these rivets, up top, down here, in on the spacer bars, spreader bars, okay? Speaking of that, you want to make sure that they work. Make sure that they're in and out. Works good. Make sure that everything's attached front and back to them. Make sure that they're not all bent up. Okay, next you're going to want to look for factory stickers. Make sure all the factory stickers are on there. Legible, not half cut off. This is a safety one. This is your duty rating. We'll cover that later. Name is on there. Another safety one there. Missing one up here. Probably not a good ladder to use. Looks like this was a name one. Another important thing to look for in a ladder. Make sure there's no, like it's not painted black over here. You know, electricians want to paint their stuff black so they know it's theirs. Okay? If this is painted black, you can't see any defects in this fiberglass. So there's a chance that something could be wrong with it. Electrical tape. Make sure there's not any tape over the top of it with, you know, carpenter's ladder on there written. You don't know what's underneath anything if it's covered. It could be cracked, could be missing a pieces or parts. Okay, that being said, we inspected it. Everything looks good, except for a couple stickers. We're going to go on and we're going to talk about duty rating. Here we have a sticker. Duty rating. This one says 300 pounds. If you read underneath that, it says type of duty rating, extra heavy duty. Okay, extra heavy duty. That's saying that me, my tools, and whatever I'm going to use when I go up that ladder, 300 pounds and under. All right? There are many different duty ladders, light, medium, heavy, super heavy, extra heavy duty. Okay? If you also go on here and you read, it says ladder size, 4 foot, maximum reach, 8 foot. So, you got to work 10 feet up, not your ladder. Go look at a ladder, read what it says on the side that says maximum reach, 8 foot. You got to go 10 foot. Maximum reach, you probably want 12 feet, right? Okay. Make sure everything is on it. Make sure it's safe to use, or you're going to end up on this video. Now that we looked it all over, we're going to use it, right? Like I said, obviously you can't stand on the top. You can't stand on this tray. And you cannot use this as a step, okay? When using a ladder, make sure it's good and level, sturdy. You're not, propping one side up with a 5-gallon pail and the other side with a brick. And, it's good, it's level, but not good. Make sure everything is on the ground where it's supposed to be. Make sure you're hanging on. Good grip, using it. So now, this is as high as I can go. If I want to work any higher, I need to get a higher ladder, taller ladder. Simple as reading the side, reading what it says on the duty rating. That being said, my scope of work, if I got to paint this whole wall, you only want to paint what's in the scope of work with this ladder. You don't want to be reaching 1 foot and a hand. You don't want to be, leaning back over 1 foot out like this. Use it the way it's supposed to be used. Scope of work, when you're done, down off the ladder, move it over, sturdy, back up the ladder, another section of work. All right. Is there any questions on anything? Okay. I got a little tool here on my phone that I downloaded. It's an app from NIOSH. So NIOSH has got a little app out there, and it's a ladder safety. You can go through, the height of ladder you need for the job. It'll cover all this ground. But what's really cool on here is if you go in and let's say we push ladder safety, we go to step ladder. It shows me I got 4 feet of work I can work off this ladder. And then I go to next, okay? How much do you weigh, including your tools and material? You push that little button. If you type in 200 pounds, I push done. It says show me the ladder. You push it. It says 200 pounds, type 3, duty rating, light duty ladder. So it's a pretty cool little app for all you techie people if you want to check it out. NIOSH, ladder safety app. Okay, that being said, no questions. What we're going to do is we're going to go out in the shop. We got a ton of ladders out there. What we're going to do is I'm going to give each individual person a task at hand, a job you're going to do. You are going to pick what ladder you need for that job. When you pick your ladder, you're going to come get me or the other instructor. We're going to go out in the shop and we are going to watch you inspect that ladder. Go through all the parts. You're going to tell us the top step, bottom step, middle step, side rail, front rail, all the stuff. You're going to go through it. If we feel that you've gone through it and you know what you're doing, you got the right ladder, we're going to ask you about the duty rating. How'd you come up with that duty rating? Figure it out. Whether you want to use your NIOSH, whether you just want to read the side, talk to us. Tell us what, 4 foot ladder, 8 foot high maximum reach, whatever it may be. If me or Dan decide that you've done it, you got it right, you're done. If you need more, we'll go over it, we'll cover it again. We're going to do it until everybody passes, okay? By individual. All right, that being said, let's go out in the shop.